It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say The Big Bang Theory is one of the greatest sitcoms of the last 2 decades. Beyond its humor and life lessons, it introduced us to some unforgettable actors, one of the most notable being Kaley Cuoco, who played the charming and relatable Penny. But ever since the show wrapped up in May 2019, after an incredible 12-year run, wild rumors have circulated about Kaley's dramatic transformation. So, what's really going on with her? Let's take a deep dive into her life, before fame, during her rise, and where she is now. Born on November 30, 1985, Kaley Christine Cuoco was raised in Camarillo, California by her parents, realtor Gary Carmine Cuoco and homemaker Lane Ann. Though she looks all-American, her heritage is a mix of Italian, English, and German. As a toddler, Kaley was an athletic prodigy showing impressive talent in tennis. But she wasn't just a sports kid. Modeling and acting caught her interest early on. By 6, she had already landed a Barbie commercial, hinting at a future in entertainment. Despite acting opportunities knocking on her door, Kaley remained dedicated to tennis. But fate had other plans. In 1992, at just 7 years old, she landed her first major acting role in the thriller Quicksand. No escape, acting alongside Hollywood heavyweights like Donald Sutherland and Tim Matheson. 2 years later, she played the young version of Ellen DeGeneres' character on the ABC sitcom Ellen, a role that lasted 4 years and even led to an on-screen moment with Ellen herself in The Ellen Show. By the mid-90s, Kaley was making waves in Hollywood. She scored small roles in films like Virtuosity, 1995, where she acted alongside Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe, and Picture Perfect, 1997, starring Jennifer Aniston. At just 15, she landed the role of actress Maureen McCormick in NBC's Growing Up Brady, a biopic that put her on Hollywood's radar. Her big break came when she was cast in 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, but getting the role wasn't easy. At the time, Kaley's life was a whirlwind. She wasn't just an actress, she was also a rising tennis star, competing in the Southern California Tennis Association's regional amateur division. On top of that, she had a passion for horseback riding, making her schedule a constant balancing act between sports and acting. But as her 16th birthday approached, Kaley faced a life-changing decision. Despite her success in tennis and modeling, she chose to walk away from the sport and dedicate herself entirely to acting. For Kaley Cuoco, acting wasn't just a career, it was second nature. In an interview, she reflected on why the choice was so clear. I basically grew up on stages and in front of the camera. I always kind of loved it. My parents said do it or don't, but it was never a big deal. It was just another activity we did. It just kind of kept happening and I kept working. That effortless passion would soon pay off in a big way. When she first auditioned for 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, things didn't go as planned. Her performance was weak. So weak that the producers called her agent to express their doubts. But instead of shutting the door completely, they saw potential. If she could improve, they were willing to give her a second chance. Kaley didn't waste the opportunity. She worked hard, refined her performance, and nailed the role on her second try. And that decision changed everything. I did end up getting the job, which totally changed the course of my life and my career, Kaley later admitted. It put me on the map and made me realize how much I love sitcoms. By fully committing to the role, she delivered a performance so captivating that she won the 2003 Teen Choice Award for Choice TV Breakout Star, Female. From there, the doors flung open, guest appearances in films and TV shows came pouring in, and the animation industry took notice of her distinctive voice, casting her as the lead in Brandy and Mr. Whiskers and Bratz. But Kaley's momentum didn't stop there. Fresh off the success of 8 Simple Rules, she landed a major role in Charmed, playing Billie Jenkins. Her impact on the show was immediate. Co-executive producer Brad Kern praised her, saying, "Kaley's character keeps the show young and fresh by challenging the existing stars with a new perspective and new powers." Her strong screen presence and impeccable comedic timing complement Alyssa, Holly, and Rose perfectly. The producers were so impressed that they planned a Charmed spin-off centered around Billie. But just as those discussions gained traction, Kaley's career took a turn no one saw coming. The Big Bang Theory came knocking. At the time, Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, the masterminds behind the show, had already produced a pilot featuring Johnny Galecki as Leonard, Jim Parsons as Sheldon, and Amanda Walsh as their neighbor, Katie. Kaley had originally auditioned for Katie, but was turned down because, at 19, she was considered too young for the role. That rejection, however, turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Warner Bros. Television Group's president, Peter Roth, later revealed that the issue wasn't Amanda Walsh's performance, but rather the way the character of Katie had been written. She lacked the warmth and relatability they were looking for. Katie's character was scrapped and replaced with someone completely different, Penny. Unlike the sharp-edged Katie, Penny was warm, bubbly, and effortlessly relatable. She wasn't a scientist like Sheldon and Leonard, but what she lacked in book smarts, she made up for with emotional intelligence. An aspiring actress from Omaha, Nebraska, Penny navigated life as a waitress at the Cheesecake Factory before eventually transitioning into pharmaceutical sales. Alongside her best friends, Bernadette and Amy, she formed the iconic Penny Posse, spending countless nights in the guy's apartment, adding balance to their eccentric world. From the moment Kaley Cuoco read for the role, everything clicked. She later recalled how Big Bang creator Chuck Lorre called her a year after her initial audition and told her about the new character. "I read for it, and it just felt so much better than the year before. I guess it was just meant to be." And she wasn't the only one who felt that way. Johnny Galecki, who played Leonard, described the new dynamic as effortless, almost musical. "When we reshot the pilot with Kaley, Simon, and Kunal, it felt like a band that had been playing together for years. Everything just complemented everything else. You can't manufacture that kind of chemistry." That chemistry didn't just exist on screen. Cuoco and Galecki secretly dated in real life for 2 years, a romance that only added to their electric performances as Leonard and Penny. When The Big Bang Theory premiered in September 2007, it aired in front of a live studio audience. At first, reviews were mixed. Some critics dismissed it as stereotypical, accusing the show of portraying scientists as socially clueless. But over time, as the characters deepened and their relationships evolved, audiences began to connect with them in a way no one had expected. The turning point came in seasons 2 and 3, when the show's unique blend of humor, heart, and nerd culture drew in millions of viewers. Fans loved how the writers made complex scientific concepts fun and accessible. To ensure accuracy, the show even hired Dr. David Saltzberg, a professor of physics and astronomy at UCLA, as a consultant. He reviewed scripts, provided real equations for Sheldon's whiteboards, and attended every taping involving science. When certain topics went beyond physics, Mayim Bialik, who played Amy Farrah Fowler and held a PhD in neuroscience, stepped in to lend her expertise. Executive producer Bill Prady revealed just how seriously they took the science. "We're working on giving Sheldon an actual problem to solve throughout the season. There's real progress on those boards. We put in the effort to get it right." Beyond its scientific credibility, The Big Bang Theory thrived on the performances of its cast. Cuoco transformed Penny into more than just the girl next door. She gave her depth, edge, and an undeniable spark that kept fans coming back. Critics took notice, with one report calling Penny the glue that held the show's dynamic together. As the series gained momentum, the numbers skyrocketed. Millions tuned in each week, and the show became a cultural phenomenon. It ran for an impressive 12 seasons, from September 24, 2007 to May 16, 2019, spanning 279 episodes. With success came recognition. The Big Bang Theory received multiple Emmy nominations for Outstanding Comedy Series from 2011 to 2014. Jim Parsons, who played Sheldon, won 4 Emmys for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series, along with a Golden Globe in 2011. The show also dominated the People's Choice Awards, winning Favorite Network TV Comedy 4 times in 2010, 2013, 2014, and 2015. Kaley Cuoco wasn't just a star of The Big Bang Theory, she became a powerhouse in TV comedy. Her performance earned her 2 Favorite Comedic TV Actress Awards in 2014 and 2015, while the show itself kept racking up accolades. By the time The Big Bang Theory wrapped in 2019, its success had already spawned the hit prequel, Young Sheldon, solidifying its legacy. Instead of simply riding the wave of her sitcom fame, Kaley made a bold move. During her time on The Big Bang Theory, she launched her own production company, Norman Productions, named after her beloved dog. This strategic decision paid off when she partnered with HBO Max to produce The Flight Attendant, which premiered in 2020. In this gripping drama, Kaley played Cassie, a fun-loving flight attendant with a dangerous drinking problem. Her carefree lifestyle spirals out of control when she wakes up next to a dead first-class passenger in Bangkok, with no memory of what happened. The show's brilliance lay in its unique storytelling, blurring the lines between Cassie's reality and her fractured mental state. Season 2 took it even further, introducing multiple versions of Cassie. The series, featuring Rosie Perez and Zozia Mehmet, proved Kaley's ability to dominate drama just as effortlessly as comedy. But her ventures didn't stop there. Kaley also took on the voice of Harley Quinn in the animated Harley Quinn series, adding a fresh and unfiltered edge to the iconic DC character. Fans were thrilled to hear her deliver sharp-tongued, expletive-filled lines, a stark contrast to Penny's bubbly persona. Then came her work with Peacock. In 2023, she starred in Based on a True Story, a darkly comedic thriller. Playing Ava, a pregnant woman struggling with a failing marriage and financial troubles, Kaley brought a mix of charm and chaos to the role. When a bartender Nathan flirted with turns up dead, Ava sees an opportunity, turning a gruesome crime into their potential salvation. With every project, Kaley shattered expectations, proving she wasn't just a sitcom star, she was a force in Hollywood. But while her career soared, her love life was a different story, a roller coaster of highs and heartbreaks. Kaley's first public romance began in 2003 with Canadian actor Kevin Zegers, known from Air Bud and Gossip Girl. Their relationship lasted a year before she briefly dated 8 Simple Rules co-star Thad Luckenbill. Next came country singer Jaron Lowenstein, but by 2007 she was ready for something new, and that's when she fell for The Big Bang Theory co-star Johnny Galecki. Their relationship, much like their on-screen romance, had its ups and downs. The two secretly dated for years, avoiding public scrutiny. "It was a huge part of my life, but no one knew," Kaley later admitted. Their chemistry on screen remained electric, even after they split in 2009. "It was funny because when we broke up, our characters were at their most romantic on the show," she recalled. Despite the breakup, they remained close friends, proving that their connection went beyond romance. Kaley's love life continued to make headlines. She got engaged to addiction specialist Josh Resnick, but they quietly called it off. She then moved on to musicians Christopher French and Brett Bollinger, before shocking fans with a brief but highly publicized romance with Superman himself, Henry Cavill. Dating Cavill catapulted Kaley into an overwhelming spotlight. "I had never been followed before. Then suddenly, I was everywhere," she said, overwhelmed by the sudden paparazzi frenzy. The intense attention made their relationship short-lived. Then came tennis pro Ryan Sweeting. Their whirlwind romance led to an engagement just 6 months after their first date. In 2013, Kaley made headlines with a $65,000 2.5-carat diamond ring. Their extravagant New Year's Eve wedding seemed like a fairy tale, but within 2 years, reality hit hard. The marriage crumbled, and in 2015, Kaley filed for divorce. Just 3 months after her split, Kaley briefly dated British actor Paul Blackthorne. However, by March 2016, she met Carl Cook, and sparks flew instantly. Their shared passion for horseback riding brought them together at a horse show, and they started dating soon after. This connection eventually led to marriage, a seemingly perfect match, until 2021. Then, out of nowhere, on September 3rd, the couple who had been happily celebrating their anniversary just months before dropped a bombshell. They were separating. In a joint statement, they explained that while their love and respect for each other remained, their lives had drifted in different directions. They insisted there was no bad blood, just a mutual decision made with deep consideration. Despite her composed public front, Kaley was undeniably shaken by 2 failed marriages. By April 2022, she had made up her mind she was done with marriage. Instead, she was open to a lifelong partnership, something less bound by legal ties but just as meaningful. And then, just a month later, love found her again. She posted a series of intimate Polaroids revealing her new romance with Tom Pelphrey. Best known for his standout roles in Guiding Light, As the World Turns, and Netflix's Ozark, Tom seemed to bring a new kind of happiness into her life. Their affectionate pictures, including one where he kissed her cheek as she beamed, were accompanied by a poetic caption. Life lately. The sun breaks through the clouds. Rays of gold slipping into my eyes and heart. Rays of yellow to break the gray. Their romance quickly became public when they appeared together at Greg Berlanti's Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony in May. By October, they shared another major announcement. Kaley was pregnant. In 2023, they welcomed their daughter, Matilda Carmine Ritchie Pelfrey. Kaley, overjoyed, introduced her to the world with a heartfelt post, "The new light of our lives. We are overjoyed and grateful for this little miracle." Fans have watched Matilda grow, and by March 2024, as she turned 1, Kaley and Tom melted hearts with a touching video montage of their baby's sweetest moments. But while fans celebrate this personal milestone, there might be even more exciting news on the horizon. Rumors are swirling about a Big Bang Theory revival. With the success of Friends: The Reunion, it's easy to see why this idea has gained traction. Kaley herself admitted back in 2021 that she'd be open to a reunion. And now, with the flight attendant officially canceled, her schedule just might have the perfect opening for The Big Bang Theory Season 13. Could a return to Penny be in the cards? Fans can only hope.